All right, all right, all right, all right. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice. Excuse me already. Also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing today? Or tonight, should I say? This is the night after what we called Sunday, which is yesterday, which was the in the day period. This is September. Nope. I don't know why I keep saying September. This is November 23rd, 2025. This is November 23rd, 2025. And this is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. Fight Fire with Truth, and this is open conversation. We're here every Sunday, well, the night after Sunday, at 9 p.m. I'm here a little bit late. I had to make a run before I had to get on. So, excuse me. So, just getting on. Again, this is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. And the daytime was November 23rd, 2025. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So, right now we're about to start off with the prayer. Then we'll go into whatever that we're going to speak on tonight, and we'll go from there. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help leading and guiding others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your arm protection around us, keep us in every way, and allow us to grow in your word and in your knowledge and the knowledge of your law every day, and allow us to help lead others so they can find their way as well. We ask you to forgive us, our ancestors and our forefathers, of any sins that we may have done in your time past, times today, and time may come that we may not understand or know about. We ask you to lift the spirit of deep sleep from off of us as a people and as the world, as we grow into your knowledge and your understanding of the word. We ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Father. Praise you, Almighty. Thank you, Father. Praise you, Almighty. Boy, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I get enough sleep during the day or just at this time. It's just time in this. It's the season for breaking down like this. I don't know what's going on. But other than that, just want to share with everybody. Last week we did Life of Mikael, question and answer, 17 chapters number 17 and 18. That was the last we did of the story of Mikael, which is my story. And I brought it all the way till we got to Detroit. Excuse me, all of a sudden. All the way till we got into Detroit until I met my baby, as far as I can remember. A lot of things, like I said, there's a lot of things that was going on that I didn't get a chance to share because there's a lot happening. And the story lasts as long as it did. So right now, G1, which is in tonight, he's on Zoom. And he was the one who made me ask or shared that I should come about with the story. I was calling it the life of Mikael, question and answers. So now that I'm done, I was wondering if there is, excuse me, man. Oh boy. Hope I didn't catch the itis. I did eat about an hour ago, if it was that. But I hope the itis ain't coming down on me. But other than that, G1, if there's any questions you'd like to ask concerning anything you'd like to know that I can go back on or talk about, or, you ask me about that you can remember about my life story, we'll go from there if you like. If not, we just pick up and just go with whatever conversation that the creator would bring for us to talk about. But if you got anything on your mind about any part from Detroit to Germany to Mississippi to Atlanta to coming back here, anything you want to talk, you can talk randomly as well for whatever you remember. You don't have to go in order. And we can just talk about whatever it is that you may want to know. And then, because this will help me as well, as in some of the stuff I'm trying to bring out or I would want to remember according to the story as well, according to my story, that is. So if there's anything you'd like to say, you're welcome to come on, just share the info, share what you like to say, or ask the question you like to ask, shall I say. So I'm waiting on G. If not, I don't know anything else to, let me see, if anything the Father bring to my mind to speak on, I'll probably do a small recap on what I shared yesterday on right to it too. What I shared yesterday, as I was sharing about the punishment of David. It was the prophecy of David's punishment, which I did yesterday on the Sabbath, which was 2 Samuel chapter 12. And that was in 2 Samuel chapter 12, and we were talking about his punishment. And I was talking about certain things that had happened that in the story, according to 2 Samuel chapter 11 and 2 Samuel chapter 12. 2 Samuel 11 is when David slept with Uriah's wife, right? He slept with Uriah's wife, and as he slept, and he knew who she was, right? He knew because he inquired, and this is what we all supposed to do. We all supposed to inquire about something or someone. Now, the two main women that I inquired of, which was my two best relationships that I had, the two women I inquired was Joanne and also my children in Germany, children's mother in Germany, which is Karen. I inquired about them, and when I inquired about both of them, people, not just one or two, but individuals, people said that both of them was good women. They didn't cheat. They was loyal. They were loyal women, and not at the same time, but when I asked it in the times that was. So I asked about Karen when I was there. I seen her. I liked her. I thought she was cute. I thought she was fine to me. And when I was asking about her, people would say, "Man, no, she faithful. She loyal. She faithful, and things like that." Same thing with Joanne. When I inquired about her, they said the same thing about her, and that she was loyal and she was a Christian. She was, she was serious about with her faith or what she was in, So, but me and Joanne, we got the conversation, and it wasn't just about being a Christian church. She was serious about the word, and that's what really draw us, and that's our foundation. Me and Joanne's foundation. Karen, I just liked her. I seen her, and I wanted to get to know her, and we built a relationship. And then that's what happened with Karen in Europe, So other than that, this why I got on that point. I said a recap because I was talking about David when he slept with Uriah's wife, in 2 Samuel chapter 11, when he went and inquired of her, and like I say, women are vulnerable to power. Let me put it like that. Women are vulnerable to power. If a woman sees power, she's going to go for most of them anyway. I can say all of them. Most of the females, should I say. I put it like that. Most of the females going to go for the power. They're going to go for what they think is most of the females out here today. Majority of the ones on the internet that's talking, even if they just being blogged, the whole thing is talking about nothing. Let me just say, majority of the women of today is materialistic and money hungry. A lot of our people, men like that as well. So the reason I say that is because this is of the curse of the woman. And not the curse of the system, which is the Satan, but the curse of the woman. which is verse 16, Genesis 3:16. And how I seen a difference, I was sharing this Monday, or should I say on Mika's Not the Truth, which is this past Monday in history. And as I was sharing, it hit me like a boom. Let me understand. It's 2 points here. And in Genesis chapter 3, verse 16, Genesis 3, verse 16 states, it says, unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. A lot of people don't even realize that this is talking about this day and time as well. Number one, let's break it down as we go. I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. Number one, majority of the women don't have a man in their house. The women have a spirit of jealousy on them because in our culture, we had more than one woman. In our culture, we could have, not only could have, we could get more than one woman. And it was accepted. But see, this is sorrow. This is part of sorrow. They only want a man to themselves. Majority of the time, they don't make their man happy, majority of the time, because they're always complaining. Matter of fact, I just watched MTR. Excuse me. I just got through watching MTR before I came up to get on. And he was showing this comedian, this brother doing, matter of fact, I'm going to put it in the post. If I can remember, I don't forget, I'm going to put it in the post. He, and also I'm going to put it on Facebook too. I'm just going to put it on my page. But MTR was playing this brother, and this brother, he was mainly just talking about happiness and peace. Women wants to be happy, men wants to have peace. And everything he said was on point. It was on point. So I'm going to put that in here. So I'm talking about the curse right now and the 2 points of the curse. And that just hit me on MTR. I just got to watch before I came up. But still, going into the whole situation with what happened with David is the reason why I'm bringing this up and start talking about it. So let me give you this point of the breakdown, as I'm saying, when it says, and unto the woman, he said, which the Creator said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. And like I said, majority of the women don't have a man in the house to help raise the children nowadays, right? Nowadays, they're quick to talk against the man. They don't have no covering to cover them, to help them, right? This is where the sorrow comes. And will greatly multiply sorrow and thy conception, right? And thy conception. Greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. And that's still a part where the man is not there. In sorrow, they're going to bring forth children. A lot of times these women don't know who the husband or the man is, should I say, not husband, who the man is that they're having the babies by, because they're out here being promiscuous. That's the word. Promiscuous. Or just whores. That's the real true word. Or they're just being whores. They don't want to accept the word, but that's what it is. They're just being whores, you know, out here laying with any and anybody just to have some fun. You know? And they bringing forth children that they don't even, why we have so many in the Maury show? A lot of women coming, they don't know who the father is. This is your child. And a lot of times say this, you're not the father. How does it make them look on national TV? See what I'm saying? National TV. This is embarrassing. And this is what I mean by sorrow. All this, and look, I try to break down stuff so y'all can see things in today's time. Where you can really get a good look and see how far we have fallen from being people on high. Every nation knew that we held the crown when it came to being next to the creator of all creation. But we fell to the lowest of the low. We as a people. And we don't even know it. We're too busy trying to be like everybody else instead of standing tall with dignity and standing on how and who we should be. And that's the problem. But all this was part of the curse of the woman for the system. Right? All this was the curse of the woman towards the system. Now the woman that's of the man and with Yah, with the creator. The second half says, and thy desire shall be to thy husband. Now this is for the woman that loves their husband. That's who their desire going to be towards. That's the blessing in the curse. Your desire going to be towards your husband, and he shall rule over thee. And when it says rule, the way people think rule is like with an iron fist. Boom, boom, boom. No, it don't mean like that. It means that he's going to be over you. He's going to control everything, and he's going to be the one's the overseer. Not like you don't have your purpose, because you have your place with the man, but the man get the last say so. Why? Because he's going to be blamed anyway. I share that all the time. Anytime a man and a woman break up, the first thing I ask the man is, what did you do? Not knowing if the woman messed up. What did you do? Y'all tell me, am I lying? What did you do? And he, I ain't did nothing. And that would tick me off, just the fact you asked me what I did just because of what you think. So that right there tells a lot. And the reason I shared that is because the same thing is going on today is the same. I'm going to share this again. Same thing going on today is what David tried to do. But these women are more culprit at it in this day and time. Because at that time, David tried to get Uriah to go and sleep with his wife so she can claim the baby. So he can claim the baby. Tell me that ain't going on today and how many people got caught up in that. The truth always comes out. The truth always comes out. If it don't come out one way, it comes out another. It comes out where the father ended up finding out the child is not his because they had to have a blood transfusion, unless they had to have some type of organ donated. Anything to show anything can happen. Even if the father decided to take and go get a DNA test just because he had a spiritual thought that really wake him. Well, let me go see if this child is mine. Let me go and take him. And they go, he ain't got to sneak. He just took him. He ain't sneak to do nothing. He just took the child to go check and see if this child is his. He wanted to get a DNA test. Because your spirit is going to tell you something from within. Y'all don't know how the Creator work. The Creator will show you things that you need to know. A lot of times these women be thinking they're getting away with something for years. Process of time, things will show. That's what David tried to do. David tried to send Uriah on over there. Go on over with your wife. Come on out the field. You know, befriend him. Hey, how you doing? How did you know, he probably wasn't paying no attention to him. He probably, man, how did the war go? How did things go? I'm saying probably. I ain't gonna say he did or didn't. I'm just saying probably, man, you know, I better go ahead and get him on over to the house. You know, man, you know, I got his wife pregnant. You know, man, you know what I'm saying? In the mind. You know, remember the time David Chappelle was sitting at the table and everybody around the table, they sitting up having a meeting and somebody mind, one person think about money, somebody think about being with somebody and all other kind of stuff. People's minds ain't on what they, and that's what David probably was. He probably was befriending them, asking them questions, but wasn't paying them no attention because he was thinking about his wife over there pregnant. Let me send him on over there so he can get her and get her pregnant. He can lay down with his wife. He been out there in the field fighting and battling. Next thing you know, he didn't go. Pulled him in here with him another night. Stayed with him the next day. Excuse me. Conversate with him. Sat down there drinking with the king. I'm having fun with the king. We having drinks and I'm getting drunk. But his mind was still on Israel, and they're out there fighting, which was of the Creator. Which was of the Creator. Which was of the Creator. You know good and well, if a man is what's going on, Gus, Gad, you can make it. If a man is at war, and he comes out of the field. You mean to tell me he ain't gonna want to go home and be with his woman? That tells you that when David sent him and he didn't go, and his mind was more on the battlefield, then you know that was of the Creator. The Creator was on Uriah's mind. But no, he ain't going home now. I want you to stay here. Next thing you know, he woke up the next day. David befriended him again. Got drunk. They didn't sit down and got drunk. He didn't got drunk with the king. Next day, he said, okay, let me write this letter out. I want you to go give this to Joab. Took the letter to Joab. Joab looked at it, put Uriah in the heat of the battle until he died. He wrapped it up. Okay. All right, I need you to do this, Uriah. I need you to get with the rest of these guys here. We're going to go in and we're going to do this and that. That was his order from the king. And when he passed, when he died, he sent a messenger back letting them know what happened, but also what you wanted. That's what ended up happening. So by that happening, David had that man murdered, and David took his wife. But the Creator let a process of time go by, because what happened after she mourned for her husband, after she found out he passed, Bathsheba, she mourned for her husband. Then after her mourning, David said, come on, let her come over. That probably a year. You don't know how long that was. David said, go ahead and tell her, come on over here. She'll be my wife. I'll take care of her. Nobody knew except for the ones that went to get her and bring her. Next thing you know, she became his wife. Now, all of a sudden, now she didn't have the baby. The baby got sick. Creator told him that baby is not going to live. Told him before it came. Well, not told him before it came. Told him after the situation happened. Because the baby probably was already born. But it was a process of time. After the process of time, the baby got sick. Died. 7 days. The baby was sick for 7 days. David didn't eat. He didn't eat or drink. He sat down, he laid down, and he fasted 7 days. Now, he could have been drinking, but he didn't eat anything. 7 days. And after he perceived that the child was dead, he got up, cleaned himself up, put some anointing himself, went to go pray first, went to the Creator. I guess he went to the Creator to pray and ask for forgiveness for the things that he did. That's what he had to do, because if you know you're wrong about something and you serious about the Creator, you're going to go and do what David did. That's the end of the story. That a lot of people don't even recognize, don't even say. He went and prayed and talked to the Creator. The Creator forgave him. But what Nathan told him, he didn't go back on it. He said, this is going to happen. All these things going to happen. But he ended up, Creator forgave him. And that's the only time that you can really see in the story that David really did something evil. That's the only time you can really see in the story about David, until we come upon anything else, that David did something evil. And I still say, Uriah was one of the nations that was supposed to be gone. And even though he had that done to him, Uriah was a just man in Israel. That's why David got punished. Because even though he was a Hittite, he was still just, because he turned to the laws, he loved Israel, and he turned to Israel. So this is the reason why we are going to be the heads over the earth. And all other nations are going to follow us. Because we are going to be the kings and princes and princesses over other nations in the earth in due time. But until that time, we got to get ourselves right. So all the examples is here in the book. The things that happened back then is going on right now. Just like I shared with you. When David tried to send Uriah home to go have sex with his wife, to claim the baby that he put in her, same thing today. These women are having children by men, and they're blaming the guy that they with. Okay. Well, can't get you now. They're blaming the guy that they're with and trying to say that that's their baby and they done had sex with somebody else and they're having them to claim that baby. And a lot of the time the women know it. You got a lot of time the women don't know who the baby's father is. They just trying to claim a man to have the baby. This is the wickedness in the land. This is the women that's more of the system than it is for the man. Because if you for the man, you're going to follow the Creator's way of life. The Creator said a woman and man, when they come together, they're going to cleave together. And they're going to do his laws his way because they're going to start following the laws. But these women of today, they're saying that the system is their husband. The system is their husband, and this is who they're married with. This is who they're in the bed with. System giving them money. They give them Section 8. They give them everything that they need. That's who they're married to. So when you look at the serpent is the system today. Whether people get that or not. But I just wanted to share that point because I thought Jim was going to come in and share something. Gus, is there anything that you want to share or talk about at the moment? This is open conversation. We can talk about certain, and if we go into the laws or anything like that, we only can go so far into that information because remember, that's mostly private, but we can talk on across some of the information if you like. Whatever it is you want to talk about, this is open conversation tonight.
All right, let me say this, bro. What was talking about it? I mean, you asked me about that video, right?
Oh, the video I played today. Yeah. You can add, yeah. Talk to me.
So I watched it, and because at the time I spoke with you, I had just saw the first part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, when I seen the part, this is when I called you. It's a lot, man. It's a lot, and I don't know. As I spoke to you today.
Hold on, Gus, real quick. Let me do this since you're sharing that point. Let me say this real quick. Okay, everybody. My brother Gus. I seen a video this rising. When I woke up, and this is brother who's sharing information about It's this brother. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. It's a Facebook link, and I'm gonna put it in the link or in the post, in all the posts before the night's over. But what happened is that I seen a link today, and this brother was sharing that he was just sharing. He said that he seen it was made. I don't know if it was made by law, because I can't. If I could play it now, I can't. But all my devices is being used, so I can't play anything on it to find it right now. But what the brother said was he was talking about. He was talking about get into your nationality or recognize your nationality before 2026. Because if you don't, you're going to be locked in as a citizen, which is a slave. A citizen is a slave, like I always share, and being sovereign is free. So he was just saying that you're going to be locked in and you won't be able to claim your nationality. That's what he said. Claim your nationality before 2026. So when I seen that, I took that post and I took that post and I added what I'm doing to share if anybody's willing to get to learn who they are on a private note. Like I said, this is privacy, so I can only give you so much. So if you want to move into the private, I was just sharing on my behalf on what it is that we doing compared to, and in the video he offers some solutions. So I just mainly put it out there because I'm out here trying to let people see and know what's going on. So when it came up, I shared it. Now go ahead, my brother Gus, and share what you was about to say.
He said he had been sharing that with the people since 2013. Getting your proper position, and it just reminded me. One, I'm grateful that I came in contact at the season that I came in contact with this information, and like anything else, even if the Creator's trying to get something to you, all right, he'll lead you he'll take you on a path. Now, you don't know what to look for, this, that, and the third, but when you step into it, he's with you, you will recognize it. And so, in just the fact that I'm here today, right, I recognize there are things that I need to become aware of, and I appreciate, being here to be, taught my proper position in this matter. And that information, just the brother sharing, was a reminder to me, get it right. And even when we was, chopping it up today, obviously, if each one is teaching one, fact that you have traveled this pilgrimage and you have personal experiences, right? That goes a long way. Oftentimes you will find out a person that knows something, like a teacher, is not a good teacher, because they headstrong, or they know everything from reading.
Right.
When you have some experiences, right, it puts you in a different playing field, because everything might not be, we might not be able to decipher it from just reading it. But when you go through it,
it's a different story, ain't it?
It's a whole different story. So, I'm playing catch up, bro. That's all.
Hey, it's all right, bro. As long as you where you need to be.
Absolutely.
You're right where you need to be, because, like I said, I made a promise to the Creator, and my promise to the Creator that if anybody, if he brought me to the truth, I'll put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. When the Father gave that same saying back to me, that was in 95, before I went through my spiritual awakening, when I said it. In 2005, it was either 2005 or 2006, but I believe it was in 2005, when I was on the train in Atlanta, and I was just feeling sad because I was on there sharing information. After it came back to me to get up and speak, but maybe a few months later, weeks or months later, I'm feeling sad because I'm trying to warn the people and tell them what I knew. Spirit told me, you said if I brought you to the truth, you put in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. Right then, I was like, okay, my hands is clean. Long as I'm doing my job, I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Right, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So as long as I'm doing my job, I don't worry. So in our last conversation, when you was on the phone with the other two brothers, I ain't gonna say no name. When us four was on the phone, those two, you and me, when we all was on the phone together, like I said, listen, I'm not here to convince you, and I just let them know right there, I ain't here to convince nobody. I told y'all what I went through. You trying to tell me about what somebody did in the past and all, you keep talking about past stuff. I'm telling you what I went through, what I experienced. And I'm the first partaker. I'm not going to take you through something and going to try to say, okay, let me see what that's going to happen to them, see before I do it. No, I went through it. I beat all my court cases. I'm the one who went through the stuff I'm telling you about. And also, like I shared in the story, when I had both my tail lights was gone. All you can see is two bulbs and my license plate in the back. Two bulbs and a license plate. That's all you saw. And I was wondering why the cops would come by me and zoom, zoom, get behind me, ride for a minute. Zoom, ride for a minute. They'd run in my plates. Zoom. And I said, wait a minute, hold on. So that was about 2 weeks. I said, let me go, because I hadn't paid no attention. I stopped and went back and looked, and I said, dang, somebody done bust both my tail lights. I knew who it might have been, but I can't see who it was because I didn't see it. But my thoughts is, okay, the only person I know I had a conversation with is this dude that I was getting ready to get with. But certain things happen. So we had moved. We moved. We made, it was in the processing time of us moving. Next thing you know, when I looked, I said, okay. So I waited 3 months before I went to pull apart to put some tail lights on. 3 months. I'm looking at them at least 2 to 3 times a week, maybe going more, or if 2 or 3 times a day. Them cops get behind me, read my plates. See, I ain't got no tail lights. Read my, I'm like, man, that was after I did what I did. That's all I'm gonna say on that point. But that's what I did when I'm trying to tell everybody what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. You see what I'm saying? But people are too quick to try to talk against something not knowing what it is.
Absolutely.
So my main thing is I go with what like I always say, I go with what I know, not what I believe, not what I think, and not what I thought. If I experienced it, I can tell you about it. If I didn't experience, I'm not gonna sit up and try to tell you about something I don't know nothing about. Somebody asks me questions all the time about stuff I don't know. I say, well, I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I tell them that quick. I don't know nothing about that. I never went through that. But if I went through it, I'll tell them about it. I'll tell them about stuff that I've seen or something like that. I give them that point of view. But if I've been through it, I can tell you about it. You know, and for the brother that kept telling me, well, bro, this person did this and that person did that, and that didn't happen for them, that's because they didn't do it right. But you can't talk on their behalf. I said, bro, I asked them that when I had the conversation with them. I'm not gonna sit up and tell something. If I sit up and have a conversation with you, if I tell you what I'm saying, if I tell you that I talked to him, I'm not gonna lie on that person.
Right.
And that's not me. I'm not gonna lie on that person. Now I asked that person if I didn't know, but I would have been already asked them to let him know since you bringing it up. But you trying to bring up something here and stuff in the past. I'm telling you about something going on right now. But it is what it is. See, I understand. I understand. I'm gonna say it like this. I understand spirits. Not saying the individual is this way, but it's spirits that's dealing with the individuals. Because if you got somebody that's trying to throw negativity to try to throw everybody else off, and they may not realize that's what they're doing, but that's what they're doing. Because that same energy could jump on somebody else. They'll be like, well, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to get with that. That's why I had to come in and tell you I experienced, but you talking about somebody else that ain't even here and that we didn't had a conversation with. I'm right here. Why didn't you ask me?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, but I had to make that known because I ain't gonna talk about something I don't know. But if I know something, I'm gonna tell you about it. If I don't know, I say I'll find out. I'll check it out. I'll look it up.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up and try to down something that I don't know nothing about. And I'm glad you asked the question because I'm definitely going to put it in my post. When people go and see it, they're going to understand the situation. Time is now. A lot of people don't know we're in prophecy right now. And they don't even understand. And another thing, on the same note, since we're talking about it, I ain't saying no names, but I'm just going to say the brother said, so what do you think about XRP, Bitcoin, and all this other electronic? Now I'm gonna say this. I'm saying this so everybody needs to be aware and understand why I'm saying what I'm about to say. Now I'm bringing this up for a purpose, right? And I'm not saying no names, but I'm setting this up for a purpose for all you out there who is so into the system's financial situation, or you know what I'm saying? So the reason I'm saying this, it's not to say against what the brother's saying, but it's a purpose why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it. So for all you out there, because the brother said, well, what do you think about, we got to have the money, we got to do this, we got to do that. I said, bruh, I let him speak about the XRP, Bitcoin, whatever kind of all this stuff that's dealing with the financial situation that's going to electronic. Right? I'm making sure I let this be known. So I'm doing this on I'm recording this so everybody can understand where I'm going. So if they ever come across it, they can see it for themselves. Excuse me. So all this electronic stuff. So I asked the brother, he said, we got to get the money. Everything is moving from this and it's going to that. All they're using trillions of dollars to go from the dollar and all this other stuff going to the electronic currency. I said, okay, let me ask you a question. If the electricity go off, how you going to be able to access that currency? You can't. Exactly. You can't get something you can't get to. So if all this stuff is probably electronic currency, and then they decide to click off the lights, where's your money then? What you gonna use then? I said the Creator gave us land, air, and water. That's our wealth. You have land for your foundation to grow your crops and stuff on, to put your house on. You have water to drink and water your crops and water your animals and stuff like that. And the air will we live off of. That's law. Land, air, and water. But the people have been programmed to the money. That's the system. That's the Romans way. Even in the New Testament said that you can't have two masters. You can't serve the Creator and Mammon. The Creator is law, land, air, and water. Mammon means money. Mammon is money. So everybody, and I'm not saying don't use money, don't make money. We need that in this days and time because of the system that we're in. But the point is, if that's all your mind is at, and you ain't got yourself set over here in the freedom, and all you over here is about the money, 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 you ain't trying to get yourself free, which one you going to be dealt with when the time comes? You ain't free. That money you got belongs to the system. They think it belongs to them. It belongs to the system. Number one is because you haven't gotten your proper status to get what belongs to you. That's why. But being free gets you what you're supposed to have.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? But it's hard trying to deal with people that their mind is set on the funds. It's just like this. The money is here and you keep reaching for it. No, it's doing just like this. It's doing just like this. You can't catch it. You keep running after it. You ain't gonna never catch it. How many MLMs do people get in and they still where they was? They may have gotten an inch further than where they was, but they ain't got to where they thought they was. Next thing you know, they jump from that MLM to another MLM or to another, I ain't gonna say Ponzi scheme, or whatever it is. The whole thing is people running after money so much, they're too busy doing this and they don't get as much as they getting. They may get a handful. Right. Well, I benefit a little bit off of it, but where's your actual benefit? Why are you still doing this? Why aren't you using that one thing to get you to what you need to be?
Well, if I understand you correctly, right, get in your proper position, right? I mean, in fact, the whole system is using financial instruments, right, to extract our money, right?
Yeah, you go.
Is that not most valuable because there's a system being used against us where they double dipping on our money that we only got access to. So one, you don't know you have it. It's been so taboo.
There you go.
Okay, you hear about it. It sounds okay, like it's something over there, but you don't know about it because you never experienced it. So out of sight, out of mind.
There you go.
Right back to the carrot that y'all dangle in front of my face. All right, keeping your mind off of keeping the main thing. The main thing.
There you go.
The main thing is getting your status corrected, and there's a whole smorgasbord. This is how I perceive it.
You own it, bro. You own it.
Smorgasbord over here, and again, listen. I just trust God ain't bring me this far, and why it's so paramount for me to do these steps that of myself, I don't know, but I've been drawn to the information at a visceral level. It just makes sense. And that's the part that, you know, if many are called and few are chosen, right? Okay, so that means this whole group of people are going over to this direction, right? And a few break off.
That's what. There you go, bruh. Those few. If we say many are called, the only ones that's chosen are the ones who stick with the program. The few that's chosen is the ones who was called. The ones who break off is the ones who ain't called. They were called, but they chose not to keep on the. It said the race is for it's not for the swift or the strong, but for those who endure until the end. So that's the race is for those who are called, but the ones who don't endure, they're the ones who fall off.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
I want to say what's up to I Am the One over here on YouTube Live. What's going on, my bro? I Am the One. I think I know who that might be, but I don't know exactly. But I think I know who that is. But yeah, bro. But the whole thing is, hey, my conscience is clear. All I know is that I done brought it to the people. I done put it out there. For whoever it's for, let them come. Whoever it don't, let them won't. I ain't worried about it. My conscience is clear, bro. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad that last conversation, I think more than anything, that last conversation we had kind of really, you tell me, and that's my thought, but I want you to tell me what really caught your attention within the last 2 to 3 conversations that I think we had today. Because I know we talked once or twice.
So that last conversation when we had, you know, a few of us was on the line, right?
Right.
This is how I saw it. Okay. You know, of course, you had parties on the line that had correlations with who had certain information that he wanted to rebuttal in reference to what we was talking about. And it was almost like he was trying to make a point and prove something that wasn't really even necessary. So, you know, when you talk about that spirit, you know, I can understand because I felt the same way.
Really? You caught it? Okay.
Yeah. I could just, because listen, I don't know what so-and-so did over there.
There you go.
Right. You come over here, right? I'm going to tell you what I did. I'm going to tell you what I went through. I'm going to tell you how it happened.
Right.
My only goal in telling you what I experienced, because, see, I now know, all right? But I'm hoping to give in you some hope and some understanding, even though you don't know.
Right.
Because you weren't telling me about what somebody else done told.
Right.
That means you don't know. And so now I'm playing tug of war with 2 bits of information. One can't even counter and give his 2 cents what he did or what he didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
That he shared, you know, an adverse situation with in regards to handling matters with, you know, the context of what we was talking about.
Right. That's it. But it all was shown at the end, though, wasn't it?
And I think, you know what, though, and so hold on, when you kept asking me to read, right? You said read, and you don't read, but you know, and then we got to certain parts. Now, what did that say?
There you go. Come on.
That's it. So it's talking about staying in honor.
Thank you, bruh. You own it.
It's talking about staying in honor. All right. And so how you conduct yourself is everything.
There you go.
So, and so if I don't know nothing else, and I'm gonna tell you, it kind of I done dealt with some things because you know what though, I got a tendency, right? You know, I don't like to go there, so don't take me there.
Right.
And that comes from some baggage from my childhood, right?
Yep. I understand.
What though? Will get me in trouble every time. Me.
Every time, that's who it is, ain't it?
Look. You know what though? And you know, and even still today, right? It's one of the most challenging things because it's like I got this streak, and if something come off incorrectly, I gotta deal with it, and I deal with it how I knew how to deal.
Right.
When as I'm reading, right, and it's talking about
honor.
Emotions.
Right. Come on.
It was speaking to me because you know, oftentimes just in dealing with peers,
Yep.
I can lose it, and when you lose honor,
you lose control. You lose control. You lose honor.
Yeah.
But you know something, bruh? What I'm glad is the fact that when you read that information, it stuck with you. That's the reason why I got it in the calendar. Just so they can always have that to remind themselves of what they need. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Stand on the.
You gotta stay in honor, and you gotta stay. This is the purpose of the person who sits in that office. Because we are like kings and queens, princes and princesses. We got to hold ourselves to a higher standard. We not these ignorant people in the street got to, yeah. That's not us. That makes you in dishonor and puts you in their jurisdiction.
Right.
Yep. So, bro, I'm glad you shared that information. I'm glad you brought that up because that needed to be said. That needed to be shared.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be shared because I don't know how many people have to come on and look at it, but some people do. But this information is very important, and people don't know how short it is. And prophecy is happening. Prophecy is happening. Prophecy, and people just don't know where we are today. They just living life, doing what they doing. They out here like a butterfly or like the grasshopper, just flying and just eating up grass and doing whatever they doing, and don't know winter's coming.
Don't know when it's coming up.
Winter.
Don't know. And you know what though? I made a point, you know, after I got off work today, and normally I work second shift, but today I just volunteered to go in. I went to work for like 4 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was off early, and my main goal was to study, just to study, and most importantly, study myself, man.
There you go, bruh.
You know what though? My thoughts and what I say to myself, and you know, and just to sit quiet with me, no TV or nothing, you know what I'm saying? And I had that time with myself, but we had that conversation, right? And I'm looking at, you know, standing honor. And man, it's so many principles there when you just understand that right there, staying in honor. It's almost like when you conduct yourself, okay? You could be in the perfect, you could be absolutely right about what you're saying, but when you lose honor, you now are looked at unjustly.
There you go. You're right.
And so, I mean, that, and I know that, you I have failed in that arena many times over. And you know what though? I've been around the planet too long to be an old fool. You know what I'm saying? So there come a time when you just gotta get, you know what though? Look at yourself.
There you go.
In the room, everything. This ain't nobody but you. The man in the mirror.
You know what I always say, bro? When you're pointing the finger, you got 3 pointing back. That's why I always watch what I say, watch what I do. And, a lot of times that we can be in a conversation and I just try to watch what I say and try to carry myself in a certain type of way to where I'm understanding what's going on. And a lot of times we all need to be corrected. You know what I'm saying? We all need. I don't think that I'm all right in everything that I do. But what I do know is that if I speak on something, I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, in the position that I say I am, I feel like I have to say it. I feel like I'm in the father's position because if I'm trying to share something with you, I'm a dancer, I'm a choreographer, and I'm a teacher. The way I share it and I teach it where you can catch it, where you can get it, and you can understand it, and you can move with it. I teach people to where you can teach others. That's where I teach. Even my dance moves, my routines. And when I teach people in simplicity where you can teach others. So if I teach you like that, I'm going to teach you to help others learn.
Right.
So that's where I am. Now, if people don't choose to be, like I said, you can do what you want to do, keep it moving. We over here, we doing it like this. Mm-hmm. And I had to share this, what day was that? I think I shared this last week with the group on that night. On Tuesday night, I was just sharing with them. I was like, that's just like, this is my house. This Zoom, this is my house. I pay for this Zoom. And I'm not saying, well, you got to do what I say do. But no, you're not going to disrespect me and you're not going to disrespect the platform because if you in my house, it's just like coming in my actual house and disrespecting me in my house. You ain't coming to my house disrespecting me. Either you come in with respect, we can still have a conversation in respect, and then leave it at that. But you trying to come in, and then there was a brother that came in and out. He came in. I said, hold on, bro, hold on. Let me share something with you. I said, that's just like going in and out my house, bro. If you're going to come in, you're going to stay. You don't be coming in and going out. Didn't try to give me an excuse, but I said, no, bro, it ain't about that. If you're going to stay, stay. If you're not, I'm not letting you back in. He left. I don't know if he dropped or not, but it left. He left. I don't know if his thing may have dropped. I don't know. But I didn't let him back in. He was texting me because I was only doing Zoom that day. Text me, let me back in. My phone dropped. I said, no, you have to wait till next week, bro. I ain't say nothing. I'm saying to myself, you're just going to have to wait till next week because I just said I'm not playing.
Right.
I don't play, man. Don't take my niceness for weakness or my kindness for weakness. I don't play.
Absolutely.
So I don't think he came back since then, but he got the information today. So he might be back, he may not, but he's already in the group learning other information elsewhere. But the way they teach, from what I'm hearing, the stuff that I'm sharing, he should have been got. And the way I give it, he gonna get it a lot better. But hey, I let people be where they are, stay where you are. Hey, you over there? I ain't got time for drama over here. And another thing, like I said with another brother, don't waste my time. I'm sharing something with you for free. For free. People you paying other people to get the information and they draining you purposely. I'm giving you information for free.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the creator gonna whoop you if you take this information and take and try to get paid off of it. The creator gonna, believe me, bro, it's things that I can share with you that has happened in my lifetime where people did to me and try to do around me and try to play things.
Right.
The creator get them, bro, and I don't worry about it. For real. One of my boys when I was in Atlanta, we was working for this one job together. I think I shared this last week as well. We was working on this job together. Matter of fact, he helped me get the job, but I was working in the warehouse because I was the manager over the warehouse. I rehabbed the whole warehouse. I put the cabinet, because it was a cabinet business. So I put cabinets, the counters, the countertops, the refrigerator, stoves, and all that other stuff, appliances and counters and all that stuff. I put everything together in a certain area, labeled them up and everything. Because I did that a long time ago back in Detroit before I left Detroit. I was young, one of my first jobs I did. And I rehabbed that. So I was used to it. So this one I was in Atlanta. Did that here, but it was this dyke. Wasn't a butch dyke, but a nice looking female dyke. You know what I'm saying? She was dressed like a female. She was just with the mentality of a dude, you know. So, but she always had a problem with me for some odd reason. I ended up transferring and going to the spot where my boy was at. Now I'm the warehouse because they needed somebody to straighten their warehouse up after I did that one. I ended up going there. Everything was cool. The whole group, everybody was cool there. We was there for about maybe half a year, what have you. Next thing you know, the guy, he ended up getting a job somewhere else, transfer, what have you, the manager, whatever. Then this young Caucasian female came pregnant, and she was a friend of the dyke that I was just telling you about. She was a friend of the dyke. Now, I ain't had no problem with her, but she came there specifically with a problem against me. I ain't had nothing to do with her. It had nothing, we heard that her and her was good friends, but she came there specifically trying to get rid of me. I done fixed up the warehouse and everything. Something happened where I ended up not working there no more because of her. My boy Mitch, don't you want to see what's gonna happen? I said, I ain't gotta see nothing. I know the creator gonna get her. Don't you want to see though? I want to see it. I said, I ain't gotta see it. I know the creator gonna get her because what she did is unjust, and whatever it is, I just knew the creator gonna get her. She had the baby. She came bloated. She had a hard pregnancy. The baby came out deformed. It was several different things that he came back and told me. I never saw the girl, never seen her, didn't care to. But he came back with message to me, let me know about what happened with and to her during her pregnancy and the situation. I didn't wish nothing on her, but see, you don't mess with the creators. I'm just gonna say it, the creator's anointed. You don't mess with those that the creator has anointed or has his favor on them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't worry. And when people and the stuff that I'm doing, that people try to take it and go sell it, watch what happened to them. You know what I'm saying? Because I made a promise to the creator what I was going to do, and then by doing what I'm doing, you're going to see that I'm that Mikael in Daniel 12 and that Mikael in Revelation 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this real quick because we're about an hour and 2 minutes in right now. So hold on for a minute. I'm going to pause this. But other than that, just still want to share with everybody, like I just said, that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelation 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. So we get ready to pause this real quick. We're going to pause Zoom. We're ready to pause you Zoom, and we're going to be right back with part 2 in a few moments before we get too late up in the game. This is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation tonight. And this is every Sunday. We have open conversation, and we'll take it from here. So I'm going to pause you, Zoom. Hold on, Gus. Hold on, G1. Be right back. I want to pause you real quick and say...
Recording stopped.
All right. And for everybody else, if you'd like to get in contact with me, you're welcome to call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Or you can email me at lkhyym. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. Also, if you'd like to catch me on part 1 or part 2, which is on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, part 1 and part 2, you'll find us on YouTube at JuicePro33. That's JuicePro33 on YouTube. And please like, subscribe, and share. That's on YouTube at Juice Pro 33, JUICE PRO 33. That's part 1 and part 2 of the information. Also, we're also on Instagram, part 1 and part 2 as well. So on Instagram, it's spelled, what shall I say, it's pronounced L'chaim _ the juice, but it's spelled LKHYYM. Again, that's LKHYYM at underscore THEJUICE. That's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. That's L'chaim _ the juice. And part 1 and part 2 on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is M-I spelled M-I apostrophe CHAEL space HARRIS. Again, that's M-I apostrophe CHAEL space HARRIS. Now, if you want to see the full video, which is from Zoom, we upload the full video from Zoom onto YouTube under video. Part 1 and part 2 is under live on YouTube, but under video is the full version on YouTube. And again, that YouTube again is JUICE PRO 33, which is Juice Pro 33. Again, JUICE PRO 33 all together. Don't separate it, it's all together. Also on X, formerly known as Twitter. X, formerly known as Twitter, we're on there as well at Juice Pro 33. That's JUICE PRO 33 on X, formerly known as Twitter. Now on rumble.com, that's rumble.com, you see the full version as well, which is rumble.com / LKHYYM. Again, that's rumble.com / LKHYYM. And also on patreon.com / LKHYYM. That's patreon.com / LKHYYM. And last but not least, for the end of part 1, we also going to give you our TikTok. Now, my TikTok is the same. One of them is the same as Instagram, which is L'chaim _ the juice. But with that, you put an @ sign in TikTok. But @ in the search engine at LKHYYM _ THEJUICE. Again, excuse me, put in the search engine at LKHYYM _ THEJUICE. And last but not least, my other TikTok for the end of part 1. My other TikTok is Michael the Juice Harris. That's @ sign MICHAEL THEJUICE HARRIS. All together. That's at MICHAEL THEJUICE HARRIS. Now, at the end of part 2, I give the full, which is actually, I also give the platforms that I'm with on Zoom. That how you get on, and the link to catch it as well. But other than that, that's at the end of part 2. We're going to say thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. This is the end of part 1, and we'll be right back. Open conversation. This is Open Conversation. And tonight, don't forget, this is November 23rd, 2025. I don't know what to call tonight just yet, so I might have something by the end of the night. So I haven't given this a title yet, besides Open Conversation, which is, this is Fight Fire with Truth. That's what we do. Other than that, I'm going to say bye first over here to Instagram. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening there, and your seeing eye. Don't forget, I'm going to put those 2 posts in the links when I'm done with part 2. I'm going to put those 2 posts in. The one that I'm sharing today about claim your nationality before 2026. That's what I'm going to call that. claim your nationality before 2026. And there was another one I was going to post too, but I had to go back and find that one at the beginning of part 1 and find out what I was talking about because I forgot what it was, but I got to get it. Other than that, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you. Be right back with part 2. This is the end of part 1. Other than that, peace. All righty. All righty. That's the end of part 1. Well, it looked like we got an associate that I used to dance with, or started off dance with in Detroit, who just came on YouTube, on Facebook, that is, Kedia Richardson. Me and him grew up dancing together. But I don't know if he's still on or not. I just kind of see where he was on. But other than that, we're in the part 1. We're going into part 2 in a few moments. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and always. Peace. As soon as I get ready to do that, this slow connection come up and block me from stopping. I'll get you in a few moments. Okay. There you go. Now, over here on YouTube Live, I think this is my man Denzel. I am the one. Yeah, I think this is Denzel over here. Other than that, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We'll be right back with part 2. Thank you for coming. I'll see you soon. And always, peace.